free dinner to veterans or the spouses or a guest. So if you're a vet and you want to bring your girlfriend or your wife, whatever,
Yeah, I think that's at 7.
7 o'clock.
And if you like to eat early, Gillette's having something at 6 o'clock, right?
Right, after the parade.
After the parade, yeah, okay. All right. Anything else? If not, we'll go to public comments on or off the agenda. This is an opportunity for any citizen that wants to come up and speak about anything you want to talk about. All you have to do is come up to the podium, tell us who you are and where you live, and you have 3 minutes to talk about any subject.
Hi, I'm Richard Everett. I'm a retired pharmacist from Corpus Christi, but a little over a year ago I bought a place out on Baffin Bay. It's 1271 East County Road 2360 in, I say Riviera, but everybody calls it Rivera. Anyway, I'm with the board of the Kingsville, Texas Farmers Market, and all of these fine people behind me are members of the board. And we want to thank the commission for considering us for sponsorship. It's a great opportunity for the city to shine, and a lot of the residents of Kingsville and people from all over the area are showing quite an interest. I'd like to thank everybody for that. Charlie and Janice Simons put together a Facebook page probably about a month ago, maybe a little over a month ago. And we have over 760 likes on there, so there's quite a bit of interest out there, and being able to get vendors and buyers together to allow them to acquire fresh produce, artisan crafts, other items is going to be just a really great item for the city of Kingsville, and we're very happy to be a part of it, so thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. You know, I don't want to deny anybody their right of free speech, but is everyone going to get up and?
No. They're speaking for the group.
Okay, good, thank you.
And they're passing out, what are you passing out?
It's a mission statement.
A mission statement?
Yes.
Okay,
Thanks so much.
got it.
Anyone who's sending cantaloupe?
It's just showing support and security.
Okay. Anyone else? Anybody else have anything they want to? Okay. All right, if that's the case, then we'll go on to our consent agenda.
Mayor, I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Beckles to accept the consent agenda as presented, seconded by Commissioner Pena. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Luber?
Yes.
Commissioner Beckles?
Yes.
Commissioner Pena?
Yes.
Commissioner Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Keegan?
Yes, we'll go into our regular agenda, and unless someone has an objection, I'm going to take item 11 out of order and go ahead and hear this. Consider participation of the Kingsville Farmers Market for a farmers market at the city pavilion at the Xeriscape area. Okay. Is this Commissioner Liberty?
Yes, I asked to have us on this, and it's really, we've talked to the city attorney, we've talked to Deborah Beide, and we've talked to Melissa to make sure that we do everything correct on this. And it's what we're looking at is setting this up rather like KKV is set up for the city of Kingsville. However, we're not asking for funds. The farmers market is not asking for funds. We're kind of hoping that we may be generating funds more than anything, and also encourage people to go downtown and stuff on that order. The funds that we need for banners and maybe help with trash pickup and stuff, we're going to ask for corporate sponsorship on that. Okay. And it should be at a minimum. So really it's just the support of the city of Kingsville, and so we can get moving on this.
Okay, good deal. Anything else? I'd like to comment that that's the reason why we put that pavilion there. That's when we first said we were going to do that. It was going to be primarily the farmers market. I think there's some work that the city needs to do against really the fence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd really like to see that project with the old pump house, because we're talking about putting bathrooms in there, and if you got a whole bunch of people down there, that certainly would be nice.
Yeah, I've talked with Commissioner Luber about that, and fencing is important for safety reasons and aesthetically.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see if we can get that done, David and I, full of memory.
When are we talking about opening the farmer's market?
It was February.
End
wasn't
of,
it?
end of February, February 28th is when that would be.
That's time.
No. As far as the old pump house goes, we've been talking with an architect about design. It'll take a few months for
I
the design.
understand that could probably wait until it's fenced.
Yeah, no, even if we have to have temporary fence up for the permanent one, we'll do that. But hopefully we can have a permanent fence up by that time. We've got money in the budget for it.
Okay.
So.
And we envision vendors on both sides, so hopefully that would take care of any interference, or, you know, it would be keeping people out of that area, at least at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just a comment, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to go back when HEB transferred the property, that there was some detail with reference to the name, the farmer's market. I mean, is that
Yeah.
not an issue anymore?
Well, I've heard the same thing. I don't know that I've ever seen it in writing. What I heard was that they would prefer we not use the term farmer's market. Now, I don't know if that's accurate or not accurate. They've never spoken to me about it. I've never seen anything in writing.
I've not heard that.
I've heard that before, but every place that has a farmer's market is called a farmer's market, and there's a lot of HEBs in those cities.
Right.
And all it does is
Oh,
gives
but
them more business,
The
so,
the difference is that HEB transferred the property
well, they
to
gave us
the city of
the.
Kingsville. I mean,
the
the fact that
bodega.
there's an HEB in the.
Well, we can
certain
certainly go,
community is
we
not-
can
not
go and
relevant.
talk to HEB and get,
And there
get their
was
blessing.
and there was a different store manager at the time, so that might make a
There
difference.
there were no strings attached when they gave us that agreement.
No,
Not that I'm
none
aware of.
written that I'm aware of.
Courtney, you remember
Yeah.
anything?
Whenever we accepted the gift, that was not a condition that was listed at the time by the tourism director when he presented the item.
But we can certainly, as we can go and let them know what we're doing and
Yeah.
keep them happy.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't want to go far enough, and then, something
Yeah.
gets in the way.
We can make contact with them and just check. Hopefully they would agree. They'll let us use them return. Not that we absolutely have to have the permission legally, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes,
Sure.
thank you guys for, to waive the health permit fees. And my understanding, this is not gonna waive the health permit, the health requirements, just the permit fees. And, is there any health consideration as to, that we should be aware of or adhere to in this particular situation?
Not that I know of, to be
I
honest.
I can
Commissioner.
answer that. We have gone over this with the fine tooth comb and with Courtney's blessing on these things. The contract for any vendors have to follow all city, state, and federal guidelines for farmers markets, for any foods, any products, anything. So the only thing that we're asking is the waiver of the ordinance fee that we have in place for the city, because we were having
Yeah.
all those people on the side of the roads and everything. That's the only thing we're asking. Everything has to be, they have to still follow the rules, and the rules are pretty stringent.
And also, I have an additional question as to the produce or the products that will be available to the public for exchange or sale. Are there going to be any live animals like
No.
rabbits or chickens
No.
and that kind of
No
thing?
drugs, alcohol, or live animals to be sold.
Are you looking for something?
I'm just curious.
We are going to encourage, over a period of time though,
Farmers market is.
no live animals, but we are going to encourage, as time goes,
Involves a lot of
maybe
stuff.
art coming in and adopting animals and that kind of thing, but not,
Okay.
no live farm animals.
Okay.
Frozen maybe, ready for the free food.
He would like to have a pound of shrimp, so.
other questions or motion?
So movement.
Motion made by both Commissioner Garcia and Commissioner Pecos to participate in the Kingsville Farmers Market, seconded by Commissioner Pena. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Luber,
Abstain?
Commissioner Pickles,
Yes.
Commissioner Pena,
Yes.
Mayor Peter.
Yes. And all of y'all, really appreciate you doing this. This is, something that we've been really wanting to do, and it's coming to fruition, and we appreciate your participation. Thank you so much. Okay. Then we'll go to the next item. Consider a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a ground lease agreement by and between Kingsville High School Historical Foundation and the city of Kingsville.
Yes, sir. We've been working with the foundation's attorney, Ms. Jane Macon, from Bracewell Giuliani in San Antonio. And over the course of time, with their assistance, you have this nice, lovely 57-page document in the agenda packet. It does call for a 25-year initial term, and it would have 2 automatic 10-year renewals. And the only time that they wouldn't be automatic is if the city as the tenant were to decide that they did not want to go into a 10-year extension, then we would have to provide notice in writing 180 days prior to that current period expiring.
We'll let somebody else worry about that, aren't we?
Yeah, so for 25 years, it's a definite, and then 2 automatic 10 years.
Yolanda, we passed your deal.
Well, I didn't know if I could go in.
Yes, you
Oh.
can.
Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, you're
I'm good to go.
good to go. Good luck.
Okay, the effective date would be when both parties sign, and then the actual delivery date is when the city would take possession, which is upon completion of the renovations and the issuance of a CO. And then at that time, as we do with other leases, the city would need to provide a copy of our insurance policy covering the building at that time, but we don't have to do it prior to then.
Okay. All right. Any questions about this? It's my understanding that the foundation has already approved and formally approved the agreement, so it's kind of up to us what we want to do. This has been a long haul, I'll tell you that, and a lot of work, a lot of effort by a lot of different people to make this happen. But if we pass this resolution today, I would suspect that work will start pretty quickly as far as the interior is concerned.
I make a motion that we authorize the city manager to enter into a ground lease agreement.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Luber to approve this lease agreement, seconded by both Commissioner Garcia and Commissioner Pecos. They've been really agreeable tonight, which is always nice. Any other discussion?
He's a veteran.
Well, so are you.
Mayor, in regards to the first term, 25 years, that's when I put you over 100, so you don't have to worry about the next 10.
Like I said, I don't think any of us are going to have to worry about that notification problem. Okay.
Might be at the nursing home, but
Maybe. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Pickles?
yes.
Commissioner Pena?
Yes.
Commissioner Garcia?
Yes.
Commissioner Luber?
Yes.
Mayor Peter?
Gordon, do you think I should abstain from this? I think I should abstain from this.
You don't have to.
You did all the work and you're gonna abstain?
I know it, but it's, yeah. Okay. Next item is consider awarding bid for the drilling of water well number 25 to Alsay Inc. as per contract, engineer staff recommendation.
Mayor, Commissioner, always a pleasure. Bids were advertised in the Kingsville Record on July 27th and August 3rd. Pre-bid and site visitation August 6th, 2014. We had 3 responsive bids for the drilling and 1 for the tank and pump house construction. We normally allow them to bid either one or both, and it usually comes out better that way because water well drillers usually don't build tanks and buildings and vice versa. So the water well drillers bid solely the water well, And then we had one other bid for the tank and the pump house. Low bid was Allsay Incorporated, and we are recommending they be awarded the contract for the drilling of the well.
Any questions about this? Well, I tell you, it's a long time in coming. I'm glad we're finally getting that. When did we issue the certificates on
And
these?
these are CO 2011 bonds.
Yeah,
CO
it's been a while,
2011.
so, yeah, thank goodness we get it going. Any other discussion about this?
What's the price on the month?
For the water well itself, it's $723,000. Actually, the bid for the pump house and ground storage tank will be, we're gonna bring a budget amendment for that. For some reason, it didn't get in the budget. The funds are available, but for some reason, it didn't get in the FY15 budget. It'll be $572,730, which brings it in basically at about 1.2 million, which is about what we had budgeted
So it's coming in the budget.
for. Yes, sir.
Have these guys ever done any work for us before?
I would say has done work for us, and Joe will,
They have done, they haven't actually drilled the water wells for us, but they've done some rehab on some of the other water wells that we have scattered throughout the city.
What do you think, Joe?
I like it.
Okay, all right. Any other questions?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made by Commissioner Luber to approve this bid, and seconded by Commissioner Peckles. Any other discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I have just one question. How many wells would this face the city owning with this approval?
What's the question, Vince?
How many
water
wells?
wells? It'll be eight water wells.
8 water wells?
Yeah.
Is this the most that we've had at any given time?
No, actually, back in the days, we're up to water well number 25. So that's how many water wells we had since the beginning of time, you might say. But at one time, we had as many as 12 water wells operational. It comes a time when you have to decide to let them go. That you can only do so much with the water wells. The life expectancy of a water well is about 25 years, without any maintenance. We've been able to keep them going for quite some time. One of our oldest water wells is located on the west side of town. That one was drilled back in 1962, so we've been able to keep them going for quite a long time. But there's going to be a time when, there's really not much we can do. So, but they're still going.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote?
Commissioner Luber?
Yes.
Commissioner Peckles?
Yes.
Commissioner Finn?
Yes.
Commissioner Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Peter?
Yes. Next item is consider authorizing the purchase of one 14 cubic foot dump truck for use at the landfill from buy board vendor as per staff recommendation.
we usually get try to get 3 quotes on the dump truck. We had 2 non-responsive quotes on it, but we're real happy with the 2 that we did get. One was from Rush Truck, which will be a Peterbilt, which we have 2 of the Peterbilts that are the common bodies, and they've proven quite reliable. The other was Grundy Truck Center, is a Western Star. Our recommendation is to go with the Peterbilt from Rush Truck. Rush Truck has a service center there in Calallen, one in Alice, I think the one in Florida, there's one in the Valley. And so they have 3, they're all across the state, but for service and parts availability, I believe the 116,405 is a better value actually than the 114,389. Now, the 116,405 is a white truck with a black dump body. We did contact them and trying to keep with our brown on brown, or brown on white. We have a couple that are brown body, white cap. And they said, sure, we'll paint it metal plate brown for you for $4,950. So that will be y'all's decision if we decide to go with the Rush, which is our recommendation. If you want the black and white one for 116,405 or brown on brown for 121,355.
Okay, well, that begs the question. I never, and I've been, well, too long probably, but I've been the mayor since, 10 years, and I didn't know we had color codes within our departments.
Well, it also will come up on the next one where we're buying 10 different vehicles of various colors. But yes, water department is blue, street department is gray.
And this costs extra money to do this?
On stock, regular vehicles, Ford, like F-150 or something like that, no, it does not cost any more as long as we stay within their basic color scheme. You know, his red truck didn't cost any more than my white truck for color. So that doesn't make any difference on a regular stock production vehicle. If we had a year to wait, we could go get in line at Peterbilt and they might have a brown one come out.
Well, this is gonna be out of the city dump, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, this is a no-brainer, but what about the vehicles that are in town? That's really, and maybe that's coming up next. I'll hold off on that.
Now, I'm sure this vehicle at times will be in town, you know, because if the water department needs it, street department, you know.
Well, it's gonna be white on black, so maybe the chief wants to borrow the CD.
If we could get some lights for it, maybe some cameras, sure.
Mayor, I make a motion that we purchase the dump truck, the white and black dump truck for the landfill.
Have it painted? Just buy the truck and not paint it?
It's gonna be white and black.
It's gonna be beige anyway out there.
Second.
A motion made by Commissioner Luber to approve this bid without the paint job, seconded by Commissioner Pena. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Luber,
Yes.
Commissioner Pickles,
No.
Commissioner Pena,
Yes.
Mayor Peter.
Yes.
No.
That's too good.
We're looking like a circus, please.
All right, next item is consider authorizing the purchase of 10 vehicles for various departments via buy boards as per staff recommendation. Okay,
Here we go. Now we have
let's
10
try not to get in too big a fight about paint, okay? All right.
Let's make them pink.
Well, actually, no, I won't go there. We were gonna get one for the IT, technology department, and go lime green, so, but we decided maybe later in the year. We got quotes from 2 different buy board vendors. Silsby Ford had a better price on all these vehicles as opposed to Caldwell Ford. So this includes 4 Fusions for CID, for PD. Those are actually 4 different colors, so we can tell them apart. The task force has a Ford Explorer, which is a black police interceptor. Community Appearance uses brown vehicles. The code enforcement vehicles, which are kind of a goldish brown, that color is not available anymore, so the new one will be caribou brown. The health department has an F-250, single cab long bed. It'll be blue jean blue. I'm not sure if that's the same as deep pearl metallic as their current vehicles, but it's what Ford has. Fire department has an F-150 crew cab.
That's gotta be red, right?
Those are red.
Right. But, well, go ahead.
And the F-350 is red. Now, the difference there is the 150 is the new aluminum truck that Ford's coming out with, so it has a different color scheme than the 350. So the F-150 will be race red, the 350 will be vermilion red. And then water production has an F-150 regular cab plain work truck, and it'll be blue as well.
Blue jean blue.
Blue jean blue.
Faded blue jean or?
I'm not real sure if this one will have holes in it or not.
With tears in it?
Patches, tears, so on.
You know, I've never seen this issue come up.
Well,
We
yeah.
bought hundreds of vehicles.
Yeah, when I've got here, all the departments were color coded, and I assume, well, there must be a reason for that, so.
I've always bought them that way.
I don't think it
by
was a commission
Department of
Does
cost.
it cost us any extra money?
No.
Oh, it doesn't?
It doesn't cost any extra money. Sometimes it does extend delivery because they don't have the government fleet vehicles in stock in every color. You know, it's white. They have white. We might could get the white ones a little bit faster. This particular, the F-150s won't be here until April or May because with the new aluminum body, all those dealers have their orders placed already for production all over the country. So when these get turned in, they'll go in at the end of the line. So it wouldn't matter if, now on those, if they were white, we might could get a 14 model year. They might be in stock somewhere. There's no guarantee to that.
Mayor,
So.
I've said to the city manager before this, I'm all in favor of white because you don't have to worry about dark white or light white or medium white or white's white. But that would be,
One of the issues with white is if you have a city truck with a nice round emblem that says city, and you have a county white with a nice round emblem, or you've got a DCP midstream white with a round emblem, or a city of Bishop with a white with a round emblem, and
My
it's
point
not
is-
easily identifiable.
my point is, I don't care what colors they are unless it's gonna cost $5,000 to paint.
Yeah, this is not,
Yeah.
This is no additional cost from these vehicles.
what about the troops? I mean, what do they want? Do they like the colors? Is this?
True.
Is this what they, I mean, would they rather
They
have?
really just want a new vehicle, something that they can run line chain. Colors is irrelevant.
Okay.
Let's assume for a minute that we go with white. It'll take maybe about 10 years to change out the equipment. So it'll take some time. The other thing with, the reason this, maybe you haven't heard about this issue before is because we've never really made a push to acquire budgeted items as early in the year as possible. So, you know, maybe before you had all year to purchase the vehicle, I've asked staff that, you know, if the commission has approved the purchase, let's get it early, because I assume we need it. And so getting it early now in the preferred color can be an issue. White might become available earlier than a blue truck. So we may, I mean, that's the only issue that I can see. Now, personally, I like to be able to recognize city vehicles when I'm driving around. I know who to wave at and who not to. So I
You don't wave
reckon,
at the county trucks?
well, not usually, no.
Or the state.
Well, what do you want to do then?
I like the color scheme. It doesn't cost us any more, and I think
Okay.
so long as we can get the trucks in a reasonable period of time.
Make a motion, we approve it.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Pena to approve the purchase as presented, seconded by Commissioner Liberty. And yes, discussion?
Yes. The vehicles that are listed only express the year, the model of the vehicles. There's no years connected here on the list. I assume they're all 2015s.
That's a reasonable assumption, sure, because I don't believe they're gonna have any of these vehicles in stock. So if they're gonna order them, that is November, so the 2015s are out.
Okay, so I'm assuming they're all going to be 2015s. Okay.
You know, I'd like to just say that I know we kind of got into deep discussion about color, but what's really important is we need these vehicles, and they're going to be replacing a lot of vehicles that are fully depreciated, and helps us get our fleet to where it needs to be. So I think that's really the important issue here. Any other discussion?
Yeah, Mayor, in regards to the color scheme, you know, it's always been like so, and it's just that I don't understand that you say you can't recall. That's the way President Reagan started. and he was truthful. He said, I don't remember.
I don't recall not recalling. Okay. Well, we're blessed with a short story anyway. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Luber?
Yes.
Commissioner Beckles?
Yes.
Commissioner Pena?
Yes.
Commissioner Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Peters?
Yes. Next is consider authorizing a change in contract terms for curbs, gutters, driveway repair work as per staff recommendations. Okay?
There is one slight correction to this. In sentence 2, it talks about the price at $7.50 per linear foot of curb and gutter and $32 a square foot of driveway. Those are actually backwards. It's 32 per linear foot of curb and gutter and $7.50 per square foot of driveway. The calculations where it gives totals throughout the document are correct. For some reason, I just flipped those two at the very beginning. Basically, what's happened is we've had a 25% increase in the price of concrete and in rebar. And the contractor had, the person that did this, it's a unit price contract or an on-call, on-demand contract. So when we go in to do an asphalt street, we determine, okay, well, we need to do curb and gutter on this street for 100 foot or 50 foot or 10 foot or whatever. So it wasn't a contracted on a per job basis, but we knew the possibility existed that we were going to spend more than $50,000 in concrete, so we wanted to go ahead and bid it out and get a unit price contract, so called on-call or on-demand. The contractor did not foresee a 25% increase in rebar and concrete. So he is therefore asking us if he can renegotiate, not just pass on the cost, but basically renegotiate the contract. As I was at a construction purchasing workshop last Monday and Tuesday in Austin, we were discussing this very thing, and people have seen as much as a 27 and 28% increase in concrete and rebar. So it's not just here in Kingsville, it appears to be all across the state. We could, here's the option, we can either grant him his increase in the square foot and linear foot, or we can rebid the contract. My recommendation is that we allow for the increase in the contract price of 25%, because if we rebid it, it may come in even higher than that at 30 or 35% higher. As the increase is on the curb and gutter to $42 per linear foot, the next lowest bid was $55. So this is still below the next lowest bid. So it will affect our cost, but we should be able to complete all the necessary and budgeted projects within our budgeted number.
Any questions?
I just want to say, Mayor, that me and my friend here went down the streets where they're doing the curves and the street paving, and they look great.
Yeah.
And getting a lot of good feedback from those people, but in the other areas where we need to fix the streets and getting bombarded every day, so.
We're getting there.
But,
Yeah.
We're on our way.
The staff is doing a good job, so we appreciate that.
Is that a motion?
Yes, sir.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Pecos to authorize the change in this contract, seconded by Commissioner Bluebird. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Pecos?
Yes.
Commissioner Peña?
Yes.
Commissioner Garcia?
Yes.
Commissioner Luber?
Yes.
Mayor Peter?
Yes.
One other note, Mayor. As we have several other concrete projects, the driveway at the recycling center, it may require a budget amendment for those. We're trying to double check square foot, because there's also a fence project. We're trying to get all those prices in, but we may have to come back and get some, just as kind of an early warning that we may not have had budgeted enough as we did those numbers prior to this price increase. So we're checking those numbers now just to double check, but it may require a budget amendment to finish that drive.
Okay. Next item is consider authorizing out-of-state travel for 2 employees to attend the Laserfish Power Conference in Anaheim, California on January 13th through 16th of next year.
MCCI Laserfish is our document management software. They have their training and conference every year in Anaheim, California. We would like to send, since Mary Valenzuela, our city secretary, is our records administrator, and Tony Burton is the technology specialist, we're asking if we can send those two to Disney, to Anaheim. Vince told me I couldn't go.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a third of attendee.
Only if you ride your bicycle.
That's right. The advantage of it is a real good conference with, Mary's done some research with the other folks from Corpus Christi, and they really learned a lot while they were there. And when we contracted for the Laserfish, they gave us one free registration. Tony won another free registration. So the actual registration is no charge, and that's a value of $695 each. The originally air travel was about at $294 each round trip. It's kind of, you know how air travel is. It kind of rocks and rolls, but so that was our estimate at $294 each, but we're not exactly sure because that.
Good luck.
Yeah. Hotel would be approximately $580 each, meals approximately $141. So as it stands right now, it's about $1,015 per person. So, which is really not bad for a conference for that many days, especially in Anaheim.
That's budgeted.
It is a budgeted item.
Make a motion we approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Pena to approve this out-of-state travel, second by Commissioner Pecos. Any other discussion?
I have one more. Thanks for sharing, Tony.
Anything else?
You want?
Roll call vote.
Commissioner Fenya?
Yes.
Commissioner Garcia?
Yes.
Commissioner Luber?
Yes.
Commissioner Pickles?
Yes.
Mayor Peters?
Yes. Next item is consider introduction of an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2014-2015 utility fund budget to provide additional funding for the new city hall at historic H-17 High School. Deborah, how are you?
Commissioner, how are you tonight?
Good.
Good. Well, the old H.M. King High School team met to consider the bid that was delivered by the foundation and their project supervisor, AGCM. The bid received for the project came in at $4.740 million, and our construction budget is $3.858. So there was a difference of about $881,000. And so after we had that meeting, we had another meeting to discuss how we could maybe reduce that difference from what we had budgeted to what it came in for proposed. And after we took a look at all the differences, and it was determined that we could bring the savings down to needing about $467,519. And all those deductions are itemized in the memo that's in your packet. And so because we haven't really asked the utility fund to make any funding for this project so far, we're recommending that we pull that gap of $467,519 from the utility fund budget to cover the deficit.
Okay. This is an introduction item, but I will say this, I know the foundation is continuing to do fundraising, and there's been a request that they come up with at least half of this money, so hopefully there'll be some extra money available from them, so we won't have to spend all of it. Any questions or comments?
Yes, what will the utility fund level off at with the contribution?
I don't have the exact figure, but in the budget that was proposed this year, their fund balance was at like 56% of annual operations. So this reduces that, of course, but it doesn't get us anywhere close to the minimum fund balance. I don't have the exact figure. I can have that for you for the next meeting. Okay.
Anything else? That's an introduction item. If you come up with something, get a hold of the city manager or the stage for the next meeting. Next item is consider introduction of an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2014-2015 police department state seizure fund budget for the purchase of automatic license plate readers.
Actually, this was an item that was budgeted, but it was budgeted in a different fund than what we actually need to pay the expenditures out of. So this is just a budget amendment, transferring the budget to the state seizure fund for this other.
Just housekeeping.
This housekeeping.
Okay, it's an introduction item. If anybody has any questions, we'll let the city manager. Okay, I want to say one thing before we adjourn. I appreciate Vince, you and your staff out there. We got a lot of business done tonight. And I mean, it's significant business for the city and our citizens. That water well is critical. Our new city hall moving forward, the farmers market. I mean, there's a lot of exciting things that I think we're going to see a lot of in 2015. And your staff, all of your staff, is with all their colors and everything. You've done a wonderful job. With that, we're adjourned.